Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is the Faces Strategist, and welcome back to Stardew Valley. In this video, we'll be talking about the farming skill, which is, in all honesty, let's say the most important skill of them all. Now, basically, in order to level up your farming skill, you will need to plant crops, water them, pet animals, and stuff like that, and you will naturally get this because this is the best way to actually make money in the entire game. That is by farming. Now, in any case, once you hit level 1, which should be relatively quickly, you'll unlock the Scarecrow and Basic Fertilizer. Scarecrow, very useful, it's a must-have, craft many of them, keep them around, plant them on the ground. Otherwise, the crows will actually eat your crops, and that's just bad. Next up is Basic Fertilizer, toss that to the side, you don't need it. At level 2, you will actually unlock the Mayonnaise Machine, the Stone Fence, and the Sprinkler. Sprinkler, very useful. It's a must-have when you can afford it. Stone fences are good for keeping your animals in and out, but you have regular wooden fences, but whatever you have access in materials, you should create fences of that. Mayonnaise machine turns eggs into mayonnaise, but I'll be making a separate video to cover all of that because that is a rather complicated subject. At level 3, you will unlock the Bee House, the Speed Grow, and Farmer's Lunch. Speed Grow basically speeds up the production of your crops, it makes them mature faster, but it's expensive and in all honesty not worth it. In most scenarios, I mean, but we'll get to that in a separate video as well, but in all honesty I generally don't use either fertilizer or Speed Grow. Farmer's Lunch, that's okay, it's not really, but still, toss it to the side for now. Bee House, that is also a separate video upon itself, but basically it takes pollen from the surrounding flowers, and the bees make honey, and the value is determined by the amount of flowers that is by the type of flower that you have near the bee house. So that is also pretty useful, and it is also needed, as well as the mayonnaise machine for the community bundle as well. Now, Bee House, at level 4 you will get a preserves jar and basic retaining soil and iron fences. Preserves jar, it's needed to make jam and pickled vegetables and fruits, stuff like that. Well, jam from fruits and pickled tomatoes, for example, from the vegetables. Basic retaining soil, it basically keeps the water the soil watered for a bit longer. Honestly, you have the sprinklers, why would you waste money on the basic retaining soil? It makes no sense. Iron fences, which are sort of expensive, but in all honesty, depending on how often you go to the mine, it could be a pretty valid choice for fences, and they last the longest. But in any case, level 5 you'll be able to choose between two professions. The first one is rancher, animal products worth 20% more, not worth it. Go for the tiller options, because that will make your crops worth 10% more, and that will add up with at level 10 when you get the artisan perk. At level 6 you have the cheese press, hardwood fence, and the quality sprinkler. Hardwood fence, toss that aside, not worth it. Cheese press, you need it to turn milk into cheese. Also needed for the community bundle. Quality sprinkler, it covers a wider range of plots around it, so must have. Level 7, loom and quality retaining soil. Loom is needed for a community bundle, but you can generally avoid it. And quality retaining soil, it holds water in the soil much longer. Like I said with the previous one, just toss it to the side. Level 8 you will get the oil maker, the keg, and the deluxe speed grow. Oil maker and keg, essential. In the keg you can turn fruits into wine, wheat into beer, etc, etc. In the oil maker you can make truffles into truffle oil, which is really nice, but it'll take a lot of time to actually get to that point. Also for the community bundle. At level 9 you will unlock the iridium sprinkler, best sprinkler Focus on that, get it, and you're set. Quality fertilizer, really not worth it in all honesty. The seed maker, totally worth it, and it's actually a must-have for the ancient fruits and, well, perhaps even for the sweet gemberry, but I'm not quite so sure about that. I'll be covering that in another video with its full details. But anyways, it's a must-have, and you'll bound to reach level 10 anyways. At level 10, you can actually get the Coop Master, which basically cuts the incubation time for incubators in half, and you can befriend animals much faster. My sincere recommendation would be to actually download the mod to automatically pet animals. Because if you actually have the money, it gets tedious to actually go out every single day and just pet animals for 5 minutes in game. In real life, it wouldn't be, it would make sense, but in game, it's tedious and you'll get sick of the game. That is my honest recommendation. So, this Coop Master just falls off, especially when you have the Artisan, which basically increases your artisan goods, wine, cheeses, oils, etc. 40% more. But oil doesn't actually benefit from the artisan particular thing. Shepherd and agriculturist, throw that to the side. That's freaking trash. Trust me, you don't. I don't even want to get to it. Basically, what else are in my notes? Yeah, basically normal soil. The higher your skill level is, the higher the chances of a better crop quality. So basically, we're just gonna take a look at from regular to gold quality at level 10. Regular 46%, silver 43%, and gold 21%. Pretty decent chances when you're planting like 100 of them and even more. I'll leave a link in the description about the farming so you can check in detail with the deluxe fertilizers and stuff like that. But I'll be completely honest with you, the entire thing is just way too expensive to do. In any case, you will need over 1,800 parsnips to reach level 10. That is just an example. There are of course many foods that actually increase your farming skill. Now those could actually be used when you're planting them, but that's too much work when you get a shit ton of money anyways, just from turning everything into wine and jams and stuff like that. Or just by selling the basic crops, you know. Pretty much you're rolling in the money anyways.